Hello, dear Leo. I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary, revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your June 2022 horoscope. This is if you have a Leo sun, moon, or rising sign. And I have a feeling there was a bit of delay going on for you in your career sector. However, a few of you Leos who have started discussions, waiting on promotions, a job, that sort of thing, may have seen some movement, positive movement forward over the last month because of Mercury being retrograde. It's a great time for things to come back from the past, to be finalized or wrapped up. Now we start the month of June with Mercury going direct in the Taurus. It retrograded back into Taurus in your 10th house on June 3rd. And so if for some reason you were waiting on information to come in, or you were waiting on something in your career or your public life, now is the time where you can start to get that news and you can start to feel hopefully a little more solid. Now, granted, this is a natural square, your 10th and first house here. And we have Saturn squaring off with you. And we also have Uranus in Taurus, so it's making a square. However, I want to just point to this, Leo. What it's asking of you is just to be able to roll up your sleeves and work hard. And I know that's not anything you're afraid of. At the same time, all work and no play makes for a dull Leo, right? And you like to have fun. You are ruled by the sun. You need to be energized. Well, hopefully, as the month of June moves forward, you can find joy and you can find fun and you can get some energy going in your career sector. Now, the other thing is Saturn, as I mentioned, is squaring off to your sign. It does station retrograde right around the beginning of June on the 4th. And this is in your 7th house. So what you may be doing is looking inside and saying, okay, this has to do with relationships and partnerships and contracts and even relocation. And so now it's like doing the retrograde motion of Saturn, looking within and saying, what structures in my life, where do I need to be more disciplined to show up as an authentic partner for my beloved? Or if I'm wanting to be in relationship, I need to do that internal work and I need to put some steps in place in order for that to happen. And that way I can put myself into the public, socialize, get involved with maybe a dating app or some other unusual ways, because you have a Aquarius 7th house ruler here. And so, you may be attracted to some unusual people, which is fine, or at least attracted to some unusual ways in which you meet people. So again, with Saturn retrograding here, it could have you feeling a little bit more internal about how you actually show up for yourself in partnership with someone else. This also has an indication that a few of you Leos will take on things like mental health as well, which mental health is such a beautiful thing to look at. We all are dealing with something. I fully admit I deal with anxiety on a regular basis. I'm a worrier. So I have tools and I have support to be able to work with it. So there's nothing to be ashamed of here. So if for some reason something has come up, all this stress, maybe you've dealt with depression, or you dealt with maybe a partner is dealing with that sort of thing, then now with Saturn retrograding, you can support them or get the support you need to deal with something like that as well. And there's a program involved here. Saturn likes the structure, and that can really help you out. You may also be in charge of a program. This is where that 10th house activation takes place, that some of you may be in an industry where you are developing a program or a structure that can be of benefit for others. And that square, like I mentioned before, it just says, hey, I've got to work hard at this. Squares are about growth. That's what I love about them. So you can help your partner, you can help others grow just as much as you do. Because I do say this, when I'm sitting with a client, I learn and I grow just as much as I hope they do as well. Venus will canoodle Uranus on June 11th in your 10th house. Anything goes with Uranus here. And I would say you may be pleasantly surprised with some financial news that benefits your career, that promotion, that status that makes you an expert, but you can easily attract the attention of someone in authority at this time that says, I love this Leo, I want them on my team, or I want them in this role, or I need to make sure that they understand how much they are adored and loved. And that just feels good, right? Anything goes. But we're dealing with Venus, and that has to do with our values, it has to do with finances, it also has to do with romance. So this is also has a nice little flavor of you meeting somebody through, if you're single and looking for that love, or even just attraction, and maybe it's not romance, maybe it's just you found a new friend or what, or somebody that you feel just that compadre kind of thing. That could show up too here, and it happens through your work or being out in the spotlight, and that can also be fun. So circulate. Sagittarius full moon, June 14th. Mercury will finally get back into Gemini. So think back on the themes that happened around the eclipse in May. That was the full moon eclipse. Now Mercury will start moving back in the same direction that it was at that time. So some themes are going to be popping back in. So if that full moon showed, because it was squaring off with you, if that full moon had you letting go of some pain, some hurt, maybe you found out that you were being betrayed by somebody, that never feels good. Well, now this is your 5th and 11th house being activated at this full moon. And this is not an eclipse, but we still feel eclipse energy, usually a month before, a month after. And with Mercury ingressing back into Gemini, your 5th and 11th house should hopefully have you feeling lighter, more inspired, having more fun. Like I say, if you're looking for love, this is also a great time where you shine, you stand in that spotlight, and people are just attracted to you like a moth to a flame. If you're in a bonded relationship, this can be a time where you just have some fun and flirt with your beloved. You guys get out, circulate with friends. There's so much joy in this. And maybe you're throwing a party at your house. It could be something like that. But either way, you're having fun. And that's what it's all about. Mars canoodles Chiron and Venus canoodles the North Node on June 15th. So right at this full moon. The reason I'm pointing to these aspects is because when we're dealing with North Node and Venus, we're dealing with moments of fate and destiny, if you will, situations, people that are attracted to you, that you're at the right place at the right time, maybe the conversation that you have. It's like you can't make it up. It just shows up and then you meet it. And with Mars canoodling Chiron, this could be very healing for something from the past. Maybe you have a conversation with someone and they're sharing their view or their experience, and it sounds similar to yours, and they talk about how they've handled it, and you can offer advice or you can just listen. And in doing so, it can soothe your soul. I see a lot of you Leos offering your support and really being the teacher here and being able to let go of something from the past. There's a small indication that someone from the past for you, Leo, may show back up to reignite a relationship. And now that Mercury is direct and it will be out of shadow by that time, it's a good time to reconsider if the relationship was healthy or if the person's doing their work, if you're doing your work. Now, this is going to be active in that 9th and 10th house for you. So this is telling me that most likely the energy will be on a more about what you believe, right? So this is that internal work that you're able to teach or share with others because you've done that work. Summer solstice, June 21st in your 12th house. This is going to bring out so many unknown factors that could help you feel loved and nurtured and adored. You can be of great service to others. It should have a lightness to it. I know 12th house gets a bad rap, but really 12th house does have its benefits because it may have you retreating with the sun moving into the sign of Cancer. Cancer's loves being at home. It has its crab shell, the shell around it all the time. And so you can find that during this time, you're just canoodling with your beloveds, with your best friends, with the people that just bring out the best in you. And it's a retreat, but it's not a total recluse kind of thing. And I think you're going to find just how others can really nurture you as well. Venus moves into Gemini in your 11th house on June 23rd. I think this is going to just activate so much social activity for you. And you're going to have maybe new friends come online, but most likely, if you have an established circle of people that you just love being around, this is a perfect time to do that. Go on vacation with them, hang out locally at the local ocean or lake or mountains, whatever you enjoy doing. And this also has a wonderful artistic emphasis for you, Leo. So those of you who like to act on the stage, or you are into art and beauty and that sort of thing, this has you maybe having two projects at one time, and you get to work with friends, and you get to, it's not really work for you because you love it, it inspires you. There's also a good indication that you'll be asked to do a lot of speaking at this time. So I don't think that's something that you'll shy away from either. Family is also emphasized here, especially at the Cancer new moon on June 28th in your 12th house. That is, who is my family? Not just family of origin or blood, but my family of choice. And you can set some intentions to go really deep into the subconscious and tap into that spiritual nature of yours, and then come out from the other side ready to share it, to be of great service. This has a romantic emphasis to it as well. So if you are just starting to date, or you're bonded with a relationship, this can have you deepening the bond with another person, because you're willing to be vulnerable, because you're willing to be nurturing, and you allow them to also be of service to you. And I'll just leave you with this, Leo. I feel if you are looking for love, you don't have to look any further than the last 2 weeks of June. That, I think, is going to be so active for you. A few of you Leos, if you're waiting for that bigger commitment, I'm going to put it more towards the end of June into July, but just enjoy this month. Let it be light. Let it be fun for you. Let it be inspiring. And if it's not, then you retreat, use that 12th house activation, take some time out for yourself, and then put yourself back out there when you're ready. Okay, Leo, I hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Come find me at jamiedawn.com, and I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great month.